Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, Peter Joseph here for another video number 2, right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to this very channel and my other channels down there. You know where it is by now, in the description box below. Show your love and support. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Leave a comment on leave a comment down below on the video or any one of my videos, but don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the shadow realm where Satan will eat your stupid fucking soul, and he'll do it too. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you need to get slapped in the face because you're SOL, and you better know what that means by now. And if you don't know, look it up, asshole. And that's it. And if you're brand new here, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab a cold one, and enjoy the show. I don't have one at the moment, but later I will. But when you watch my videos, sit back, relax, grab a cold one, whatever you might have. Water, soda, juice, beer, whatever. Don't do it at work, though. That's a no-no. But in any case, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. Smash that like button to death. And if not, go fuck yourself. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this, now, Monday night, January the 27th, 2025, we got Raw on Netflix, episode number 4, coming your way in a little bit. So, we're going to get ready for that. We got Drew McIntyre, once again, taking on Sami Zayn, I don't know why. But we got that. And tonight is the Raw Go Home show before the Saturday night Royal Rumble event. So tonight we're going to get our tribal chief. Put up your ones, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to acknowledge, hopefully soon, the winner of the Royal Rumble. And that will be Roman Reigns. So we'll acknowledge Roman tonight in that very ring. And a whole lot more tonight on Monday Night Raw, your 3-hour cure for insomnia on Netflix. So, there we go. But we'll talk about that maybe later or probably tomorrow. But we got that. But I hope you had a great Monday, everybody. I know it's Monday night. Some of you are coming from work or whatever you may be doing. You know, you want to lay down, you want to relax, you want to have if you already had dinner, you had dinner, and if not, well, too bad. Ow, hurt my neck. So, with that, we got that. So, hope you had a great day, wherever you may be doing, and if you didn't have a great day, well, hopefully tomorrow will be better. And if not, well, fuck you anyway. And that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we get to Monday Night Raw, I know I've been putting this video off for a while because I had other things to do and I was a little bit sick, but I'm doing a little bit better now. I have a headache up the wazoo, but I'm going to get this video done and out the way before we hit Raw. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your so far out of date, TNA Impact Wrestling Live and the 100th edition of Ring of Honor TV reviews for this past Thursday night, January the 23rd, 2025. Alright. Let's get into TNA Live, their first live event of the year, from the Boeing Center at Tech Point in San Antonio, Texas. Hey, so, San Antonio had a little bit of action, if you know what I mean. You had a live Impact, and we had a live Saturday Night Main Event. Both shows were pretty damn good. Alright, so this is the fallout from a pretty damn good Genesis pay-per-view, and now we're on the road to Rebellion coming up next month. So we got a new World Heavyweight Champion, let's say his name, and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Alright, so we'll see where Joe Hendry goes. You know, a certain guy named Dolph Ziggler. You know, he's a little bit pissy, but, you know, he wants that title back, so we'll see what happens with that. Masha Slamovich somehow, some way surviving Rosemary's Clockwork Orange House of Fun death match, and still is our reigning, defending Knockouts champ, which does not sit well with the prophecy. But another match, another match goes by. Rosemary is not our Knockouts champion, and it's 7 years and counting now since she's had that belt. But hopefully, as we go on this year, hopefully she'll get it before she kind of hangs it up. But I think she's got a lot in the tank, but we'll see what happens with that. And we got a lot more on a live edition of Impact. We got some NXT stars on the show as the NXT TNA partnership continues on, and we'll see what happens with that. And this week is back to taped, so spoilers already been out, so we got a taped edition this week. Next week we're taped again, so we got all that. So we're back to taped episodes for the foreseeable future until we get our next live show, whenever that might be. Alright, so we get that. So we open up the show with a long as fuck Genesis recap, and then the director of Authority, Santino Marella, you son of a gun! He comes out, promises that history will be made on this show, and it did. So we start with the opening sequence. We gotta cross the line! Well, I wish that was the theme song again, but it's not. I wish it is. I wish it was. It went back to that, but not obviously. Anyway, so we start off live Impact with the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. We say his name. He appears as Joe Hendry, ladies and gentlemen. He comes out, thanks to fans for always believing in him, and now it's time to start the Joe Hendry era. And that's why he wants to be a fighting champion, like any other champion, and is willing to defend the belt against anyone from anywhere. Okay, so we got that. And therefore the title is going to be on the line right here, right now. Well, not right now, but right here on the show. As I will defend, and Hendry's like, I will defend the belt against Matt Cardona. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You blew it. Alright, so we got that in the main event for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Matt Cardona taking on Joe Hendry. And for our sake, we hope that Joe Hendry wins. Because we don't want Matt Cardona anywhere near a world title ever again, because we all know what happened with the GCW title. But we move on. We move on with that. Alright, so I get that 3 out of 5 stars. Then we get a look back at Mike Santana overcoming the odds and making Josh Alexander quit at Genesis. Then we, Josh is like, I didn't quit on, I might have quit on you, but I also quit on TNA. So we're like, oh, well, he's going to be at the Royal Rumble. We saw Santino saying, hey, you might want to stay for a little bit. So we're going to hear from Josh Alexander a little bit later in the show. But moving on. Speaking of that, EY isn't sure what's going on with Josh because, he quit and now he's like, acting kind of strange. So see what happens with that, and we move on. Alright, after that, speaking of EY, we get more with EY. This time he's talking to his good buddy Steve Macklin, and they had a pretty good performance against, I believe it was the System. That's Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, along with Alicia Edwards. So he's talking to Steve Macklin, thinks that Josh Alexander needs to be saved. He needs the Lord. Jesus Christ, the Lord. Hallelujah, the Lord. And Macklin's like, nah, I'm not convinced about that. But then, speaking of, Josh Alexander comes in and says, thank you for believing him. Believing what? I don't know. So EY shakes Josh Alexander's hand, and Steve Macklin's not so interested. After, Josh was like, oh, shake my hand, Steve! No. Pretty much, So we got that. And we move on. So all that, I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running with the show. Alright, then we see Dolph Ziggler and his doofy brother Ryan in the back. And they're going to talk about their they're going to talk about Dolph Ziggler's loss to Joe Hendry a little bit later in the show. But before we get to that, we got our first match of the night. We got 6 women tag team action, and the weirdest tag team I've ever seen in my life. We got my girl, the Demon Assassin, my Demon Bride, the co-founder of The Prophecy and The Purge. Oh, she's so great. Rosemary, why did she team up with the Elegance twins, Ash and Heather? By Elegance, along with George the Iceman at ringside, they take on, still, our TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Spitfire, my girl Danny Luna, and Jody Threat. They team up with the the TNA Knockouts Champion, Masha Slamovich. Anyway, so it was a good match, 6.5-minute match. Getting to the end, Rosemary reverses with a reverse DDT, cuts Masha's momentum off as she got the hot tag after Jody Threat was in a little bit of trouble from the Elegance twins. Rosemary stopped the momentum from Masha with a reverse DDT, and then Danny Luna snaps off a German suplex. Ow! And then NXT's own Cora Jade comes out, and she has like a little thing in an envelope. She gives it to Masha. Masha opens it up, and it's her picture with her face X'd out, which is her trademark. And Masha's like, "You stupid bitch!" And then that led to Ash getting a roll-up. I was gonna say on the champ, but Ash by Elegance gets a fruit roll-up on Danny Luna, you dumbass! And they get the win in 6.5 minutes. Match was kind of boring, 2.25 out of 5 stars, but at least Rosemary did not take the pin. So that's a good thing. Alright, so we get that. So anyway, Rosemary actually got she's on the winning team, as Ash and Heather by Elegance and Rosemary get the win over Spitfire and the Knockouts champion, Masha Slamovich. And that's that. So, looks like Masha's got a little bit of a problem, and her name is Cora Jade. So we'll see what happens with that. So we could see some TNA stars tomorrow night on NXT tomorrow night. That should be fun. So we got that. Speaking of kind of fun, we got the Northern Armory coming out. I forget their names, but anyway, that's Josh Alexander's group. So Josh comes out with them, and he reminds us that he quit TNA and thanks the fans for giving him, the fans and TNA for giving him a chance to explain why he said what he said at Genesis. And he says, after being the Iron Man for a few years, he finally broke at Genesis, and now he wants to think of the good times. And he's ready to leave TNA, go to WWE. And he was inspired watching the first TNA show way back when, about 23 years ago, in 2002. I remember that show. And now he's all ready to go. Go where? And then the Sinner and the Saint aren't happy about that. And, that's Josh Alexander's group is Sinner and the Saint. And they jump their buddy. And then EY makes the save, and he offers a tag team match for next week. So, gonna be Josh Alexander, still in TNA, technically, and EY teaming up for the first time ever, I believe, taking on the Sinner and the Saint. So, we'll see what happens with that, but technically, in TNA terms, he's still with the company, but officially he's gone. And so is Jordan Grace, who is now part of WWE. She has signed a multi-year deal. Great. So we're definitely going to see her in the Women's Royal Rumble. Not winning it, obviously, but we'll probably be seeing her on NXT TV as soon as tomorrow. But that's a great pickup for NXT and the women's division. And, we'll see Masha on the show again, Cora Jade. Maybe Rosemary will be on the show a little bit more, winning, hopefully, but that's not up to me, but we'll see what happens with that. Maybe we'll see Tessa Blanchard on the show. We'll see. That'll be freaking exciting to watch. We see Tessa Blanchard in a WWE ring. not the first time we've seen that. We saw her at the Mae Young Classic a couple years ago. So, not her first rodeo in WWE. So, we'll see what happens with that. And her ego. Speaking of egos, alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars for the Northern Armory thing. Moving on. Alright, then we go to the tag team match, and we got the System non-title match as Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, along with the new, well, not the new, but his new belt, Moose, as he retained over Ace Austin. He's there with JDC and Alicia Edwards. So the System take on the TNA Men's Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys, and that's Matthew Hardy, or Broken Matt Hardy, yes! Wonderful! Delete! And his brother Jeff Hardy, dude! So, non-title match here as the Hardys, obviously, they retained over the Rascals at Genesis in a very good match. So, still the champs, but they're in a non-title match with the former multiple-time men's tag team champions, that's Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers. So, match was okay. The System jumps the Hardys to start. Hardys come back with Poetry in Motion for a little bit of a breather. And then, it's actually, it was, Moose and JDC. I thought it was Brian Myers and Eddie, but obviously not. But anyway, Moose gets back up, beats the crap out of Matt, and then JDC takes over. Matt breaks that up and hands it over to Jeff Hardy, dude. Picks up the pace, and then all 4 men in the ring. We get a twist of fate on the floor. Leaves JDC on the floor, and then Jeff knocks Moose down. Surprisingly, hits the Swanton. 1, 2, 3, the Hardys beat Moose and JDC. I thought JDC was going to take the pin, because obviously you wouldn't want your X-Division champion, who still has option C in his back pocket, to to lose. I'm like, what? That makes no sense to me, but whatever. We go with that. The Hardys are the winners. Match, it was alright. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, that mysterious 23 appears. We don't know what it is just yet, but we're going to find out right about now. So, Sami Callihan comes out, wants to know what the hell this 23 shit is, and then Stephanie DeLander, who used to be married to then Digital Media Champion PCO, who basically went amok at the GCW show and smashed up the Digital Media Championship. I guess they got a new one. So, basically, she got the title in the divorce. Points for that. And I guess PCO, I don't know where he's going. Maybe GCW, but who knows, who cares. So, with him out the door, she is now the self-proclaimed champ. And it's time to meet her new boyfriend, and that is Mance Warner. We know him from GCW, and he is 23. Now, I don't know if that's his age, but he could be 23. Who knows? But anyway, he comes out, hits Sami right in the face with a belt, and then he makes out with Stephanie DeLander, you savage beast. So Mance Warner finally kind of gets into the big time. He was in AEW for like a brief period, like a cup of coffee, basically. I think he had that match with Jericho. I think it was with Jericho. I forget who it was. I know he was in AEW for like a minute, and then kicked out. I know Nick fucking Gage was there, but I think Mance Warner was there for a little bit with AEW. Not much, because he wasted his potential. Good job, Tony Khan. Alright, so Mance Warner is, well, I don't know if he's technically the Digital Media Champ, but now Steph DeLander has it, so, unless she gave it to her boyfriend. He beats the fuck out of Sami Callihan, and we're gonna get a war with Sami and Mance Warner. Holy shit. I seen the spoilers for next week. Mance and Sami pretty much have a fight, and they beat the fuck out of each other. If only this was GCW or CCW. So we get that. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then the NXT, the ambassador of NXT, the lovely Ariana Grace. Hello. She's on commentary, and she's pleased to be here as we go to first time ever for the NXT Tag Team titles on a TNA program. Holy shit. We got Fraxium, Ben Frazier, and A-Kid defending against the Rascals, Trey Miguel, and Zachary Wentz. This match was epic. 9-minute match. It was going good until Wesley comes out and distracts his former best friends. He comes out with the rookies, Tyreek Igve and Tyson DuPont. They take out the Rascals. And then we get a super Spanish fly into the Phoenix Splash on Trey Miguel. 1, 2, 3. Once again, still NXT Tag Team Champions. That is Fraxium. So, I don't know who Fraxium loses to at this point. I mean, there's so many tag teams on NXT waiting in the wings. OTM should be the champs, but that's just me. But, you know, if, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Wesley. He's like, he doesn't like his friends anymore. He doesn't like Zachary Wentz, and they went to war twice, and, you know, that went to a 1-1 tie. But, in any case, and then Trey Miguel is, like, stuck in the middle. And now you got Tyreek Igve and Tyson DuPont like, hey, we want a tag team title shot. So I don't know what's happening with these NXT tag team titles, but great to see them on TNA programming live, so it gets a lot of exposure for the tag team division. Good job there, TNA, and good job there, Higginbottom, too. So we got that. Alright, so that match, like I said, 3.25 out of 5 stars. I raised it to 3.25. Alright, Mike Santana comes out. For a little chitty chat, he says, "My father used to teach me how to be a man of his word, and that is what I have done since I came back to TNA. At Genesis, I made Josh Alexander quit, and now I want to be the World Heavyweight Champion, where he's still kinda, sorta, House of Glory World Champ because he beat the fuck out of Kenta on the this weekend show. Didn't care. Don't watch House of Glory because House of Glory is boring, especially their commentary team." But that's another story for another time. Alright, so he wants to be world champ, and then, of all people, Mustafa Ali comes back. Where have you been? And he's like, I have officially signed back with the company, former X Division champion. Remember that? Do we remember that? Some of you do, some of you don't. Anyway, so therefore, it is time to launch a new campaign to become the next World Heavyweight Champ. And Santana's like, alright. I guess I gotta go through you. But he didn't do anything. He's like, okay. Come on, Mike, what are you doing here? Not you, Mike. But you said Mike. But I said Santana. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant me. If I said Mike Awesome, then you come in. Okay, Mike? We gotta get that straight here. Okay? Oh, I'm sorry, you know. I had a big weekend on. My head's all fucked up as it is. Yeah, I know, because I watched your match with that, don't say it! Don't say his name! That guy! You know, you hate him so much. You hit him in the head so many times with that chair, and he has no brain. Yeah, but I hit him one more time and he fucking fell down finally, that fucking, well, watch your language. I'm sorry, I just don't like that guy. Okay. Yeah, I watched that match at, what was that, Guilty as Charged, right? I don't remember anyway. Okay. But yeah, Mike won that, obviously. Him and that guy had wars in ECW. Mike won most of them. Because he's fucking awesome. That's right, I'm awesome! I should be in the Hall of Fame! Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you should. Can we please get Mike Awesome in the Hall of Fame? Please? Pretty please? I might have to form a petition again. I might have to get another one done. But we gotta get Mike Awesome in the Hall of Fame. It's just automatic here. Come on. Alright, moving on. Alright, so Mustafa Ali is back and he wants the world title. Will we get it? I hope not, but we get that. Speaking of former world champions, in her own right, Tessa Blanchard, the first woman to win a major men's world title, she comes out with a new look, and she looks damn good. Anyway, she comes out, talks about how her family is from San Antonio. That's why we saw Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson on Saturday Night's Main Event, the Brainbusters. So that's that. So, there you go. So it talks about her family being from San Antonio, and her grandfather brought the first national wrestling show to TV. I didn't know that. So her dad and grandfather knew there was something special in her, and now it's time to step up. And she's like, I'm back, and I answer to nobody. And she means nobody. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so I'm back, and I don't have to answer to nobody, and that means you, Santino. You son of a gun! You know. So we'll see what happens with Tessa Blanchard. Might be going after that Knockouts title that Masha has. So we'll see what happens with her. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go, I think this is the main event. Yeah, the main event of the evening on the live show for the TNA World title. We have Joe Hendry and Matt Cardona. And Frankie Kazarian, who still has that Call Your Shot trophy you can cash in at any time. He's on commentary with Matthew Waywalt, that's Aiden English, and Tom Phillips at ringside. And that's that. Alright, this match was pretty damn good. Back and forth they went, but as we get near the end, we get the good old-fashioned ref bump. And then a pop-up powerbomb. Doesn't really get a count. I think that was by Mr. Cardona. And then Cardona drops Joe Hendry with a low blow to his bizzalls. And then Cardona grabs the title. But wait, there's more. JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, the wrestling god. He comes out, clothesline from hell to Cardona, and then throws him back in the ring. JBL leaves, and then Cardona gets up from that. He gets up, he should have stayed down, and Joe Hendry with a belt shot for a near, actually, he gets the belt. I don't know how he got the belt after JBL knocked him clean out of Atlanta, GA, or whatever they were. But anyway, blah, 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 blah. So he hits Joe Hendry with the belt. Thankfully, Joe Hendry kicked out at 2. And then Cardona with another belt shot, so loaded up, but Joe Hendry versus that into the standing ovation. 1, 2, 3 in 16 minutes. Joe Hendry still our TNA World Heavyweight Champ. And that's it. Match was alright. 3.25 out of 5 stars. Overall, 7.25 out of 10 stars for the live edition of Impact. And I think it needs to go live more often. That's just me. But we have that. And I don't know what this JBL thing, he's like helping Joe Hendry out a lot. And even though he kind of cost Joe Hendry at Bound for Glory, I don't know what's up with JBL. He's like, he screwed Joe Hendry at Bound for Glory. Then he helped him at Genesis to win the belt. And now he helped him again to retain the belt over Matt Cardona. It's like, oh, I don't like these ex-WWE guys. Even though Joe Hendry was never in WWE, even though he was part of NXT. But, so I don't know what this Joe Hendry, JBL thing is. So, we'll see what happens with that. And we'll move on with that. Alright, so like I said, 7.25 out of 10 stars for the live edition of Impact. And I hope we get more and more live episodes of Impact Wrestling. I know it's on Access TV, which a lot of people don't get, but hopefully soon they'll get a major TV deal. Speaking of TV deals, well, Ring of Honor is in line possibly to get a big, huge streaming deal. Where? Don't know. But finally, Ring of Honor, there's some good news. Not much good news, but still, good news is anything. What is that? What is that? No news is good news or something like that? That old saying by, those old whippersnappers back in my day, sonny. So we get that. Alright, so, Ring of Honor celebrated its 100th episode, surprisingly, 100. on their great website, ringofhonorwrestling.com, if you have Honor Club. But you gotta pay for it. I don't. Because I'm Mr. VIP. Thank you very much. So the 100th episode wasn't bad. Could have been worse, but you know how Ring of Honor is these days. Horrible. But we get that. Alright, so we had a TV title match between the champ Commander and the number one contender QT Marshall Knott, who earned his shot by surviving. I think he survived the time limit in that we won the Proving Ground match. So finally we get this match going on. But anyway, we're from the Andrew K. Brady Music Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, and this week we'll be from somewhere. I think we're still gonna be in Cincinnati, or they're gonna be from. Oh no, they actually taped the Ring of Honor episodes from Daly's place, so this week is from Daly's place. So we get that. But anyway, we move on. So we had Ian Ricca Boring and my good friend the Pesta. I'm messing his name. Oh, Caprice, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get letters now. Oh boy. Botchamania. Sorry. My good friend the Pesta, Caprice Coleman, at ringside with Ian Ricca Boring. Alright, so we start this show off with the Funky Chicken himself, Mark Briscoe, who turned 41 a few days ago. Great man, happy birthday to you, former Ring of Honor champion and 13-time tag team champion with the man who turned 41 a couple of days ago. That's you, sir. Happy birthday to Jay Briscoe, reach for the sky, boy. Yes. And we remember Jay from 2 years ago, so. Oh, I wish that day never happened. But, you can't control life. I wish we could, but can't. But anyway. Alright, so Mark welcomes us to Ring of Honor episode 100. Congratulates Ring of Honor on 100 episodes, even though previously on HD Net went to 250 something, I think. Well, before, Tony Khan bought it, I think it was like around, almost got to 300 episodes. So, that's not bad. But now it's at 100 on Honor Club. Hopefully we'll get 100 more. But, depends on what the company does. But, we move on. Alright, so we get the opening sequence, we run down the card, and we start off with the World TV title match, pitting Commander and his hype man, that's Alex Abrahantes, taking on QT Marshall Knott. It was a pretty decent match, not great, but thankfully Commander retains the World TV title. After a 450 to the apron missed by Commander, QT goes after Alex Abrahantes. Bad idea, because Commander grabs a springboard code red. Ow, that's pretty impressive. And then he finishes off QT Marshall Knott with Cielito Lindo. 1, 2, 3. Commander still our reigning defending Ring of Honor TV champion. So match was alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Lee Johnson, that's Julia Hart's husband, by the way, he comes out and he has a stare down with the champ. I'm all for that. Let's do it. Right, Paul Stanley? Right? Let's do it. Whoa! Okay, calm down. I didn't know you had to sing, but okay, thank you anyway. Alright, moving on. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, match number 2, we go to the ladies, and 2 hot pieces of ace in that ring. We got the beautiful Layla Gray of Top Flight, takes on Marty Bell from the Hex. Remember Marty Bell from former NWA Tag Team Champion with Miss Allison Kay. She doesn't really do much anything these days, Mostly indie work, but, 4.5 minute match, and surprisingly, for the first time in a while, Layla Gray gets the win after a neck breaker right into a Dragon Sleeper makes Marty Bell tap out in exactly 4.5 minutes. So then later on, Layla Gray does an interview and she wants the women's TV title from the girl from Your Mama's Kitchen, and that's Red Velvet. So we'll see what happens with that. That should be a pretty interesting match. That's that. Alright, but this match I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, whoops, sorry about that. Match number 3, ladies and gentlemen. A 3.5 minute tag team match. Did I say 3.5 minutes? Yes, I did. So we have my favorite tag team, the Outrunners, who follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Great men that they are. And that's Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum. They take on, well, the jobbers of Ring of Honor. That's Rosario Grito and the ever so popular John Cruz. And, well, they did the really bad thing, and they stomped on the Outrunners' sunglasses. Uh-oh. Not good. And then the Outrunners beat the fuck out of them. They hit the Mega Powers brother. Their elbow drop sets up Total Recall, setting them back to 1985. 1-2-3, the Outrunners get a pretty easy win over John Cruz and Rosario Guido, who's a gringo. Pretty much. Alright, so I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we hear from the forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Oh boy, she's getting really close. I don't even know how many days. I think it's like getting close to 800 now. I don't even know what these. I don't even know. But anyway, Athena is proud of 100 episodes, and she's going to be back on our TV screens pretty soon, because she was in Japan for Declaw. Ooh, that match was crazy. But she'll be back on our TV screens to grace us with her presence as our forever AEW Women's Champ, and we don't know who she's going to lose to. But we get that. Alright, moving on from that. Alright, then we go to a 4-minute suckfest. We have the Beast, Mortos, taking on the ever so popular Lord Crew. You see, like, I think Lord Crew is like, a reject from the Power Rangers, from Lord Zed's crew. Get it? Lord Crew. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Symbol to the point. Mortis wins after a running forearm. Or actually, Lord Crew gets a running forearm for a near fall on the Beast Mortos, but Mortos comes right back with "That's incredible!" a spinning pile driver. 1, 2, 3. He gets the win in a match I didn't give 2 fucks about. So 2.25 out of 5 stars. The Beast Mortos gets the win, and we move on. All right, then we go to a blast from the past, and this is from International Challenge in 2006. Oh, this was a long time ago. For the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles, I vividly remember this one. We had Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal, who were then champions way long ago. They take on the team of CIMA, you know him from Ring of Honor days, and Shingo Takagi from New Japan. This was a pretty damn good match, and I had to relive this match. Almost 24-minute match, and Shingo gets super kicked by mistake by CIMA, and then we get a release back bottom by Christopher Daniels, the fallen angel in his better years, into the best moonsault ever, into a shooting star press by Matt Sydal. 1, 2, 3 to retain the Ring of Honor Tag Team belts, as Shingo took the pin in under 24 minutes. Match was goddamn epic. 3.5 out of 5 stars, but a great blast from the past from almost 19 years ago. About 19, around 18, 19 years ago. But great match from International Challenge, whatever it's called. Alright, moving on. Alright, then Layla Gray wants the Women's TV title. I mentioned that before. More women's action. We got Taya Valkyrie with Deonna Purrazzo, part of the Vendetta. They take on the woman who has won a goddamn match in Ring of Honor, and that's Lady Frost. And the losing streak continues as Taya Valkyrie hits a Blue Thunder Bomb, setting up Shania Payne. 1, 2, 3 in exactly 6 minutes. I think Lady Frost, you need to start, get back to WrestlePro when you actually were a champ. I'm just saying. But and won more matches than you win now. But I digress. Nothing bad to say about her. She's a great lady. But anyway, she, every time you see her on Ring of Honor TV or on AEW, she pretty much loses. That sucks. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, Taya gets the win, and the match gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to the back. We have Jacked Jameson looking for a new group. I guess he got rid of the Iron Savages, Bear Bronson and Bear Boulder. So he picks a new group to Rip Garrison, Preston Vance, Mr. 10, Preston Vance, and Cole Carter, 2 times. But they're not really interested in being, a part of his group. So, they don't really think about it. They really don't, they're not overly interested, but thinking about it, there's some promise. Not much, but so. So we'll see what happens with Jacked Jameson and his new buddies, I guess, or new faction he forms, or whatever. I don't know what it is. I don't give a shit. Blah, 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 blah. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we get another Tony Khan. I want to go to sleep special. 2-minute suckfest. We got the Gates of Agony. Toa Leona and Bishop Kwan! I do not Kwan! They take on the team of Jay Lucas and the ever-popular, the legendary Terry Yaki! He's back! Where were you? He was in the buffet table. He works at the buffet table, the Chinese buffet table. That's why we call him the legendary Terry Yaki. But I digress. Easy win for the Gates of Agony, who hit him with the, Open the Gates at double spine buster. 1, 2, 3. So they get the win and then proceeded to lose to, who did they lose to? Shit, I forgot who they lost to. I think they lost to, they lost to, the Hounds of Hell, Brody King and Buddy Murphy on Collision this past Saturday. So we get that. So they get the win here. Big fucking whoop. But at least we see the legendary Terry Yaki. He needs to win a title. And then put some soy sauce on that shit. Okay. I'm sorry with the Japanese jokes. Not Japanese per se, but if you like teriyaki steak, then you know what I mean. Moving on. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, then we get the Ring of Honor World Champion. Hi, guys! Hi, guys! Chris Jericho talked about the greatness of Ring of Honor and lists off some historic names like Punk, Homicide, Joe, Danielson, so many more. I can't even name them all. Albeit armbar style, with various Jericho names coming up over and over and over and over again. Okay, Chris, we'll go with that. Alright, so 2.25 out of 5 stars for that and the Gates of Agony match. And then we go to Shane Taylor, the big man. The big man, the leader of Shane Taylor Promotions, who has the rest of them at ringside. We have the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, that's Lee Moriarty, and the Infantry, Carly Bravo, and the Captain, Sean Dean. Where the fuck is Trish Adora, please? I want to see that, that beautiful woman at ringside. But I guess we'll never see her again. But anyway, he takes on Katsuyori Shibata! This is before his match with Takeshita for the Intercontinental title, which he lost on Collision. But it was a pretty good match. They strike it out near the end until Shane Taylor hits the Marcus Garvey driver. Where I thought we was going to win. And Shibata kicked out at 2. He goes for Welcome to the Land, his other finisher. It gets blocked. Shibata grabs a sleeper hold, pretty much puts Shane Taylor to sleep. Then he hits the penalty kick, and it was good. And he gets the win in just about 7 minutes. Match was alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's that. Alright, after the match, STP, the rest of STP come in, they jump Shibata, they beat his ass down. And then the Dancing Fool, Daniel Garcia, and guess who? The Undisputed Kingdom, Adam Cole making a return to Ring of Honor, along with Roddy and Kyle O'Reilly. They make the save, and the Kingdom show, that was a very nice touch for the 100th episode. More Adam Cole on Ring of Honor, please. more Roddy and more Kyle O'Reilly on Ring of Honor TV. Please, Tony Khan. I mean, that was your boy. That was the face of pretty much the face of Ring of Honor for a little while. Not too long, but, you know, yeah, the boxing and, you know, those other guys, you know, Jay Briscoe, Mark, you know, Jay Lethal and company from pretty much 2014 on, with Steen and Generico before they left for WWE. Blah, blah, blah. But anyway, great touch to see, you know, Adam Cole baby back on Ring of Honor TV. Awesome. Alright, then we end the show with Don Callis and the AEW Intercontinental Champion Kensuke Takeshita. They pop up and they challenge Shibata for Collision, which was already, like I said, was accepted, and Takeshita beat Shibata, and that's pretty much it for episode 100 of Ring of Honor TV. So it wasn't a bad episode, but I gave it a respectful 6.5 out of 10 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I am out of here. I am going to watch I missed the first 17 minutes of Raw, so I'm going to catch up, and then I'm going to watch the rest of it, then have my sensible dinner, and then probably go to bed, because I gotta go to work tomorrow, and I gotta go to physical therapy after work, and then enjoy my Tuesday. So if I don't do the Raw review later, it will definitely be on this very channel tomorrow, so please hit that bell so when that video goes up, you don't miss it. And that's it. Alright, so once again, 6.5 out of 10 stars for Ring of Honor's 100th episode. 7.25 out of 10 stars for the live edition of Impact. So, 2 very respectful shows, and that's all I gotta say about that. Alright guys, I am out of here. Enjoy Raw on Netflix tonight. Should be a good show, as we are on the road to the Royal Rumble. And that's it. But until next time, my friends, if you're not down with all that, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man! And that's it. See you guys later, but until next time.